Dubai this evening. I'm Becky Anderson. This is Connect the World, and this is the part of the show where we do the Global Exchange, the series where we take a look at the emerging markets around the world. And as we're in Dubai, of course, what better time to take a closer look at its finances. Now, 5 years ago, things were pretty bleak here as the financial crisis exposed Dubai's dependence on borrowing. It has, though, bounced back after restructuring most of its debts. Dubai, once again, let me tell you, thriving. Hotels are busy here. The one we're in tonight, I can tell you, is at something like 101% occupancy. Doesn't seem real, does it? But it is. It's buzzing. Real estate prices are again on the rise. Last year, an announcement that was the icing on the cake, winning the right to host the World Expo in 2020. Well, John Defterios joining us as he does for Global Exchange, of course. And John, quite an announcement that certainly Dubai, if not the UAE, has made much of. Expo 2020. What's the impact been to date?
Well, it's extraordinary because the announcement of them winning that bid was November 27th, and it took place right here at the Burj Khalifa with the fireworks and the rest. The stock market leading up to the expectation of getting that bid has been up 155%.
155%
in the last 12 months, and it's better than 40% in 2014. So that raises some concerns of an overheating market. But there's some key numbers to share right now between now and 2020. They're looking at a relatively small economy with foreign direct investment and infrastructure spending of $18 billion between now and then. They're suggesting, this is studies by HSBC and Barclays Bank, that the growth will go from 4.5%, 5% today, Becky. 2020, they're suggesting could hit 10.5%. And this is really a tourism drive. They've got tourism visitors running around 12 million. They think by 2020, they could double that to 25 million. You talked about hotels. They're talking about building another 100 hotels to keep up with the demand. Another 100 hotels doubling the capacity.
These sort of statistics are amazing. I think they were looking at visitors of something like 8 million in 2008. They're looking at 15 in 2015. As you say, some 25 million by 2020. Just how concerned are authorities here, and should investors be, about the potential for another bubble? We've seen it before.
Yeah, let's talk about the authorities first and foremost. I had an interview with the Minister of Economy, Sultan Al-Mansouri, and asked that question very candidly. And he said, look, we have to control inflation. The basket, the consumer price index, looks low. It's running about 3 to 4%. But we see that hotel prices have been going up, restaurant prices have been going up, so they are monitoring it very carefully. Real estate prices last year went up 60% for sales in prime real estate, and rents went up 60%. That is getting everybody very concerned about a bubble right now. And then you say, what is Expo 2020? Correct. Milan has it next year, not a huge issue in Milan. Shanghai had it, it's kind of the exercise of soft power. Dubai wants to use it to go through the next phase of growth. And this ruler, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, is very clever at marketing. They want to use this to ride the next wave and get out of that debt crisis.
Fascinating, isn't it? Yeah. Cost-benefit analysis of what expos do to the economy is not always good. Let's watch to see what happens here, sure. This space here. John Defterios at the Global Exchange.
Well, we were talking about the Dubai debt crisis going back 5 years ago with Becky there. 1 year ago this month, Cyprus was going through the same financial crisis. In fact, they had to have a bail-in with savers there trying to bail out the country after the Troika came in and said you have to clean up your books. But 1 year into it, we're starting to see growth come back in for some major projects, including a marina to handle super yachts of 115 meters. And this week's 1 square meter, we take a look at projects going right back up in the Mediterranean island.
The churn of cement and the echo of construction around Limassol Marina is the sound of survival. Navigating through the Cypriot banking crisis, the marina is now 80% complete. This $480 million luxury waterfront project is designed to tap into the nautical tourism market, currently sailing through Cypriot waters, but setting anchor in other destinations. Limassol Marina will be the first in Cyprus to manage super yachts up to 115 meters. Construction is due to finish in 2016, ready to compete with marinas in Beirut and Montenegro.
And what you see opposite, again, is restaurants.
Cybarco is the lead developer of the Limassol Marina Consortium, made up of 7 shareholders. After a jolt during the recent financial crisis, confidence appears back up. The developer says $160 million in sales are already on the books.
People have become much more conservative. So before, all the developers throughout the world, we were putting a new project in the market, and everybody was buying off-plan and turning around properties, and there was no end user. So nowadays, people want to make sure that whatever they're going to be buying off-plan, this project, A, is going to be delivered, and B, there's an end user, it's not just investors.
Apartment prices start from around $500,000. That's $7,000 per square meter. For the villas, designed so you can anchor your yacht a few meters from your front door, it's $10,000 per square meter. The most expensive sold for nearly $18 million already. The government minister in charge says the project is trying to appeal to an elite customer.
Our strategy is very clear. We want to compete at the high end of the market, maintaining our numbers, improving our numbers, but also earning much higher per capita income per arriving passenger. And certainly with the purchase of property in Cyprus, they can get permanent residentship, which makes it very easy to do business with the European Union and other member states.
This is the first major marina project in the country to set sail. If successful, it will lead to the 2 others pending along the coastline. John Defterius, CNN, Limassol, Cyprus.
1 square meter in association with Emaar. Inspiring lifestyle today.